Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about a very strange situation that happened last October at the 9/11 reflection pool. A man jumped into one of the reflection pools at the 9/11 memorial and then fell even further. We're going to be talking about the reflection pools. How far of a drop is that? And really what happened here, because there are multiple different people saying multiple different things. This happened in early October. There were some questions. Did this have to do with political events, things like that? Well, I'm going to read the initial story. A man jumped into one of the reflection pools at the 9/11 memorial in Lower Manhattan in early October. A 33-year-old male jumped 30 feet into the shallow sunken pool, which sits on the footprint of what was once the North Tower. At around 1:30 in the afternoon, he laid down in the shallow water on the edge of a smaller basin inside the pool and then dropped another 20 feet. So if you look at the reflection pools, you can see the initial first jump. Apparently, people were there and they watched it, and he fell face first down. And I had seen previous comments before the situation happened, maybe back in 2021 or 2022. Somebody posed the question, what if somebody fell into that? And people were saying you would probably get seriously hurt or die because that is shallow water. You're dropping 30 feet, and it's not like, it's 10 feet of water down there. This is just a shallow reflection pool. Now, he did get injured, but I'm very surprised it wasn't severe based on how far the drop was, along with the fact that it is not a deep pool. It is just shallow water. You can see guys, cleaning it every single night. I'm going to be talking about the reflection pool. Apparently, it is a pain to maintain where they have to clean it 5 days a week, go in it every night for multiple hours and pick stuff out of it. And then you can see the little square inside of the reflection pool. That's another 20 feet that apparently he dropped into that as well. So he dropped a total of 50 feet down the reflection pool, which formerly was the North Tower. That's where the location of that was. Now, obviously, the reflection pools formerly were both of the Twin Towers. It wasn't their total size. The pools are slightly smaller than the original towers were, but they're still big, pool areas. And this is part of the memorial, obviously. He was later arrested at the scene, and the charges against him, this was a while ago, but they were pending. He was taken to the hospital with a leg injury. The memorial pools, I didn't even realize this, both span nearly an acre, boast the largest man-made waterfalls in North America. And I guess when you figure, it's not like they're trying to make man-made waterfalls big, but that did kind of surprise me, honestly. But in terms of these pools, they are very annoying to keep clean. 5 nights a week, staff members have to clean and remove debris to keep them in pristine condition, and apparently they have to walk on the bottom of the shallow reflection pool area for hours at night, obviously when nobody is there, and clean them, very slowly. It takes multiple hours every single day to maintain because they are so large, each being nearly an acre. Now, as for this individual, why he did this, some people speculated that it was because he had family involved in 9/11, but apparently a few days after this story came out, that this man has a long history of mental illness, and his older brother claimed that the city of New York failed him by not providing adequate mental health care, instead funneling billions of dollars into sheltering and caring for newly arrived migrants. Now, obviously, I guess that is a little bit political there when you look at that, but that's just in relation to this story. For the better part of 2 decades, he's been in and out of hospitals and psych wards, so this doesn't seem like it's related. I know there were a few stories that came out that maybe this is because of his father, but apparently this is more so mental health issues personally, and his family is mad that New York City has not provided the adequate help to him, and he decided to just jump 30 feet into the North Tower reflection pool and then dive even further to the official bottom. I'm not exactly sure what's on the way bottom or how they would get him out, but I would imagine to be able to maintain it, there's a filter down there that circulates the water because it is a waterfall, and they were probably able to get him out through the bottom. It's just surprising that there wasn't more injuries sustained when you drop 30 feet to a shallow body of water. And his brother later said that he didn't want to die, but there's just no stopping him when he has a psychotic break. So this seemed like a mental illness situation where he was having a meltdown or a breakdown, and that's what caused him to do this. So, what a weird situation this was. Either way, the reflection pools were just one of many different proposals that they had in terms of rebuilding the World Trade Center site. They took thousands of different ideas. They had several different contests on how to, properly do a memorial on the site. Of course, there was the talk of just rebuilding the Twin Towers, maybe making them glass, things like that. But they did decide on the reflection pools. And I believe this is the only case of this happening where somebody falls into one of them. This one was done on purpose. It's not like it's an accident or anything. So either way, guys, that is just kind of a weird story that I wanted to touch on in relation to the Twin Towers memorials, the reflection pools. Surprising, the biggest man-made waterfalls in the United States, although they do span almost an acre and they are in kind of a square formation. It's not like it's in a line, which obviously would make it look a lot bigger. With it being squared, it makes it look smaller, more condensed. But either way, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.